And Olivia, we always have some kind of like technical difficulty when we do this. So
Good.
Always. And I'm recording right now. Cool. All right. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. So today we're talking about business paralysis. So this could happen in any business, anytime, not just coaching, but obviously we're coaches. So that's what we're going to focus on today. And a couple of things that can make you paralyzed in your business, you actually have complete control over. So first is overwhelmed from the start. So this is pretty much for new coaches, like not knowing where to get started. If you don't have an upline that's sending you a getting started right welcome email, or if you never did a getting started right call, if you never completed the training, as a new coach, you're gonna get overwhelmed just from the gate, especially when you're hearing all these words you're unfamiliar with and you're seeing all these new groups you're being added into and all these notifications. It can and will get overwhelming, and just know that that's okay. Next, that could paralyze your business is getting off track. So when you get off track, it takes a positive mindset and self-discipline to get you back on track. This could be in your business, and it could also be in your fitness or in your health. Now, if it's in your health and fitness life, that's going to somehow affect your business because you are a health and fitness coach. So just know you're going to need that positive mindset and self-discipline to get back on track. Next, missed a goal. So once you miss a small goal or even a big goal, it could mess with your head. All you really need to do is just slow it down and start from the beginning again. 4 is having coaches quit or going inactive. So it's pretty much like a blow to your mind, like I don't want to really curse on here, but it could mind fuck you basically. Like you just see this coach that's doing so great, and then all of a sudden they go inactive. And usually after people go inactive, that's when they quit. So you see potential in them that they might not see. So you never want to see people give up on themselves or their dreams or their whys, like why they told you they started. But and then you start to question yourself, like, all right, am I being good enough leader? Because I know I've done this and I still do it to this day. And I'm sure Brittany and Olivia and Heather, like, I'm sure we all do it. You know, am I being a good leader? You know, you just need to think, can I grow from this? So ultimately you can. 5 is when you reached a big goal. And I know this sounds kind of like counterintuitive. Like, all right, we're talking about missed a goal could paralyze our business, but how could reaching a goal paralyze your business? Speaking firsthand, the moment I hit diamond, I'm like, oh, thank you, Jesus. I hit diamond and I am done. Like, I'm taking a break. I'm chilling. I'm just going to post. I'm not inviting, whatever. I hit diamond and I just stop. And guess what? That rank falls. Now, yes, rank isn't always very important. Once you hit emerald, it's not like rank. That's not all you should be thinking about, because even Christine Dwyer says rank is ego. You need to focus on you and focus on helping people. But when you reach that big goal, the thing to do is you just got to keep duplicating what you did to get to that goal. Because sometimes we could get overwhelmed when we're like, all right, I got here. Now my next step is 2-star or 5-star or 750, whatever. Like, and then you're like, oh my God, I can't do that. I already got this and that was enough work. I'm burnt out. So these are a couple of things we're going to be talking about. And that first, we're going to start with the feeling of overwhelmed. Now, in the past, I've said, all right, overwhelmed, that's bullshit. Like, you shouldn't feel overwhelmed. Come on, like, that's a little ridiculous. Amy Silverman actually banned the word overwhelmed from all of her team pages because she just can't stand it and she thinks it's a cop-out. And a part of me does believe that, but then there's another part of me that's like, well, I feel like overwhelming, like that feeling of overwhelming, it's life. Like anything that we're going through in life, like you could feel overwhelmed with all the time. Like it's not a bad thing, because we're eventually going to grow from that. And it's going to set us up for success in the long run. You know what I mean? It's just going to make you stronger. It's just like going through trials and tribulations. You're going to feel overwhelmed at one point. So to get rid of that feeling of overwhelming, you need to start with a simple tracker. Keep it simple, guys. You might see all these trackers and all these trainings. You don't need all of that. A simple tracker is the way to go. There's something so simple where it literally says workout and Shakeology, adding personal development and proof of the product work? It's 3 things. So some people could probably think, all right, that's a little too simplified for me. But you know what? Start there and then just add on to it. As long as you're working on yourself and connecting with other people the right way, you'll eventually get there. Give yourself a couple of weeks or give yourself a month with that simple tracker and then move on to a more intense tracker. You need to be starting with a tracker. So next is share your personal journey. If you're not sharing your personal journey on your social media pages, you're kind of devaluing everything that you're preaching. People want to be able to trust you, and you need to build some type of credibility. So when you're sharing your personal journey, just think of it as practicing. You know, you're practicing to put yourself out there. And the best thing that I can think of is the compound effect. So just practice a little bit over time, and you'll eventually get there. Let me see. Next is practice the 4 vital behaviors. That kind of goes into the list. If you're not practicing these vital behaviors, you're not moving your business forward. You need to work this business. We all do. Like if I'm not doing my power hour checklist, my business is not moving forward. I might be just skating on the surface now just because I've been a coach for about 2 years. So I might be like treading water, a little bit of float, like have my head above the waves, but I'm not moving forward. And guess what? As time goes on and I just keep staying afloat, I'm eventually gonna sink. It's gonna happen. And it happened to me before. You need to be plugging into the team website. If your coach has a training, that is a group that you need to be focused on. All your other groups should be going on hold. You need to focus on your coach's training, and you need to take advice from your upline. I'm not beating around the bush. That's pretty much, it is what it is. Like if you're skipping out on these trainings, and if you say you want to be added into one of these training groups, like right now, Brittany and I are running Turn Your Fitness into a Business group, and there's a lot of great content. But once we start seeing people interact in the first few posts that we've already shared, that's when we'll be sharing more. We're not going to keep filling that group with all this information and then have you guys have to catch up on everything else. It's not going to work that way. You need to be plugging into your team website. So the Fits Dynasty and the Team Barbells and Bows with the Fit and Fearless are our personal team page. And you need to interact in that, because when you're not, you're going to have that feeling of overwhelming because you have all these tabs open in your brain. You know what I mean? Like you're just going to be like, all right, you're going to be going throughout your day, doing things, whatever, going to work if you have a 9 to 5 or taking care of your kid or working around the house. And you're like, okay, I have all this speech body stuff to do. I didn't do it yet. And then the next day you're going to be like, oh, I have to do today's and yesterday's. I have to do like double the work, blah, blah, blah. That's how you get overwhelmed. Keep it simple. Work from a list. If you're not working from a list, you're definitely screwing yourself. I've been a coach, like I said, for 2 years, and I surpassed my full-time income as a hairstylist, even when I had a full book at a high-end salon in Florida. And I still plug into the national wake-up calls. I still plug into the Bombshell Dynasty calls, and we still run our team calls, and I listen to my personal development every single day, and I work from a tracker. The days I veer off, I want to kick myself in the ass, and I still participate in team trainings that Lindsay Westbrook holds, because I know this is something I need to do to move my business forward. Okay, get off track. Britt, are you going to do this slide?
Yeah, I was trying to unmute.
Okay.
Okay, so this I feel like has spoken to us, because whenever I was moving and had life going on, I was using the excuse of getting off track. But it's not always an excuse. It does happen. So whenever this happens to you, just ask for accountability, okay? So go back to whenever you were in a challenge group and you were participating as a challenger. You need that daily accountability. It can be the same thing for you as a coach. Make it happen. Be in the team page. Ask your success partner to hold you accountable. There can be all different things going on, but if you're accountable, I feel like you're going to make progress and you're going to make things happen. Yes, thank you for making that bigger.
You're welcome.
Set public goals, okay? So like if you're like, I know one of my coaches on my team is just now doing 21 Day Fix for the first time. So she's probably going to have a lot of content to share. and maybe set a public goal for, here's my before picture, look for the after in 21 days. So you're getting your audience, to follow you on this new journey. So you're creating that accountability publicly. I know that whenever I set a goal publicly, like I don't ever want to be the person to like fail. Like I'd feel embarrassed. I don't want them to be like, oh, well, Brittany, yeah, she never finished that hammer and chisel that she was doing. And, like it just kind of keeps you accountable. Create some short-term goals. So if you are somebody who sets yourself up for this big goal, like diamond in 1 week, and you don't hit it, then you're probably going to be feeling pretty crappy in a week when you don't hit diamond. So maybe instead of that, say, I'm going to be ruby by May 31st. Okay. And that'll be like a short-term win under your belt, and you'll have more confidence, because you're like, yes, I hit my goal, instead of having such a big goal, you don't hit it, and then it spirals you backwards instead of, setting you up for success and ultimately hitting your goal, keeping that accountability. Maybe say, hey, I want to get all my workouts in by 8:00 in the morning. So I know last year I had set myself up for a goal of getting up at 5 a.m. and getting my workout done before the kids were up. It gave me a little bit of extra time for my business. Also, I would do my power hour right after. And then if there was baseball or dance or anything like that, there was no excuse to why I didn't get my power hour done and why I didn't get my workout in. So just kind of setting goals and, meeting them, I guess you could say. Like Ashley was saying, working off of a list. Sometimes when you don't have a list, it's hard to see like what goes on in life. I know what I've been doing lately is using the reminders tabs in my phone, because it will alert you, like in a day, in 2 days, in 3 days, in a week, whatever. So if I need to drop a paper off somewhere, I'm going to use that reminder and say, hey, drop this off. And it's going to keep flashing. Even if I get a text or anything else, it's going to come up on my screen and it's going to be in my face. And so maybe if you have an iPhone, use the reminders on there for your power hour, or if you're going to need to make a post. So it'll remind you, every couple hours. It's great for eating too. Remind yourself to eat. Okay, I'm good with that one. Okay, so missed goal. I know all of us have probably missed goals before, and it's not the greatest feeling in the world. You kind of feel defeated. You may feel like you let your team down. It can cause different, emotions. But the bigger the goal, the harder the fall. I feel like, and whenever Brittany did this call, she said the same thing, and it's true. I feel like if you set your goal super high and then you miss it, it's like you kind of get paralyzed. You're like, where do I go from here? How do I start over? So in that, you need to reevaluate your goal. See what you can change. See, did I work hard enough towards that goal? Did I give it my all? Did I put in enough time? Say that you were creating a challenge group content, you were advertising for it and nobody joined. Okay, well, if you started that on Monday and the group started on Wednesday, then you probably didn't give yourself enough time to hit that goal. You know what I mean? So make sure that you're giving yourself enough time. The rebound is always better unless you quit. So once you fail, you're probably going to come back stronger unless you quit. So when you miss your goal, if you quit, then, I don't know, you just kind of given up. Whereas if you reevaluate and you put all that energy back into hitting this goal again, you're probably going to be more focused and you're going to come back stronger. So don't give up just because you did miss your goal.
Oops.
Mm-hmm. Okay, coaches quit. I know that this has happened to me personally, and it's happened to Ashley. And, for whatever reason, it may be that overwhelmed that she was saying that Amy Silverman, doesn't allow. And, for some reason, I kind of I feel like that is a cop out too. But at the same time, I know when life gets hard for me, I'm not good with balancing. So feeling overwhelmed and creating balance kind of goes hand in hand, because I feel like you need to have balance or you will feel overwhelmed. Okay, so coaches sign up and then they never show up. So I've had this happen before. It's happened plenty of times. They sign up, they go all in, maybe they go all in for a month, and then it's like, okay, where did they go? Like, what are they doing? You know, and I don't want to hound them, but at the same time, like, their why was strong at one point, so why did they give up? You know, and then I start to question myself as a leader, like, am I doing everything that I should be doing? You know, am I going to be the last one standing? Am I the crazy one? Just like she's saying, like, asking herself all of these questions, and it's true, you do. And there's going to be seasons of no reward. There's going to be peaks and valleys in this business, and you're going to encounter, you know, times of the year where, you know, like, people are going on vacation right now in May. School is getting out, and, you know, people are putting money towards going to Disney World and the beach and stuff like that. So I am sure you're probably going to hear a lot of no's right now, but just keep pumping the well. Keep reaching out. Keep inviting, because guess what? You know, in the next couple of months, they're gonna see, you know, they've been on vacation, they've been eating junk, they've been living out of fast food restaurants while they're traveling. You know, eventually all of that information that you've deposited, they're gonna come back to you and they're gonna take you up on your invitation. So just because right now they're telling you no doesn't mean that that's forever.
Yeah. I just want to say something too real fast. Like, I feel like this is harder for new coaches because, like, when we're in the season of no, but there's eventually a reward, like, it might be hard for them to grasp the fact that that's actually true unless they're close to somebody that saw that big payoff, you know, like Lindsay Westbrook, like Brittany and I, we see a payoff out of it, but it's not so huge where we could bring our husbands home from their corporate six-figure job where we could build our dream home. Like, that's pretty big monetary wise. And they have a big team that's helping a ton of people. Like, I feel like if new coaches aren't so close to that and they don't know about people like that, it's hard for them to believe in it. You know, it's like faith. Like, okay, I believe in God, but a lot of people don't because they can't see him. You know, like, so you know the thought, but you don't see it. Like, seeing is believing. That's why we say, you know, it's a good idea to follow top coaches, not for the reasons to copy their posts. You could get inspiration from it, and not for the reason to play the comparison game. For the simple reason that just so you could see the effects that, you know, with hard work and Beachbody, like the rewards that you can get out of it for you and your friends.
I feel that whenever you do have coaches that quit or go inactive, you can develop that scarcity mindset and you start questioning yourself. It kills your confidence. And the next thing you know, your business is paralyzed. And ultimately, that's what we're talking about, because all of these things can lead to the paralyzation of your business. You are not keeping this in the back of your mind at all times. Like, okay, so this person went inactive, this person quit. Well, okay, am I going to focus on that, or am I going to keep inviting? Am I going to keep, you know, sending out that positive energy, and in the back of my mind, having the faith that this is going to pay off over time? You cannot let your mindset go in the negative direction, because that is what is going to paralyze you. You have to have the belief in yourself and the belief in the business. And when you don't, that's when you're going to start missing goals. You're going to get off track. You're going to feel overwhelmed. This is where all of that happens. And Emerald on repeat. Keep it simple. Like, a lot of times, even Ashley and I have gotten caught up in, okay, well, what's the next thing to diamond? You know, like, instead of that, like, build a good foundation. So when you are diamond, you're going to have more income, instead of just jumping to diamond, doing whatever it takes. Okay, well, I've got this one on this side and this one on that side. I need to do this and this and this. Simple. Emerald, 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 emerald. Okay, it's not hard. It takes one person on each side to become emerald, and then, you know, repeat, and repeat.
Yeah. Let me see. All right. Okay, reach goal.
Okay.
All right, so
Go
Oh,
ahead.
are you doing this one?
No, go ahead. No,
Okay. So I kind of touched on this earlier, like on the very first slide. So basically, again, like when you hit a certain rank, some of you guys might be thinking, okay, I have a challenge group filler. Okay, I'm emerald. Okay, I'm diamond. So you're thinking, now what? Like I said, it happened to me, but you just, like Brittany just even said, you just do emerald on repeat. It's like hashtag duh, like hello, like you just do the same thing over and over again. I even said I need a break, and guess what? I dropped right down. My income dropped, my rank dropped, people I were helping, like that dwindled down. So what I needed to do, and I just needed to switch my focus. You know, I needed to switch my focus on my coaches. I needed to figure out how I can help them more. I needed to switch my focus on my newer coaches that I was signing up, that were signing up with me. Okay, how can I get my new coaches started even better? How, you know, I needed to readjust my why, because our whys change. You know, my why isn't the same why I had 2 years ago. It's different now. Your why might not be the same why that you had 2 months ago, because life happens. Life gets crazy sometimes. So readjust your why on that. And then it's, you know, staying connected, like we said, in our team pages, on the team calls, because when you're connected and when you're surrounding yourself in that sort of atmosphere, at least like when I am, you know, I hear these tidbits of information that will help me, even if it's something as small as a post, even if it's something as small as, you know, oh, I could make a little new training, or that's a good video to touch on. I actually get that question asked a lot. Okay, I could help my challengers better this way. So when you're plugging yourself in and being connected, it's going to strengthen all sorts of areas. You're going to want to reinvent yourself if you feel like you're getting stuck at a goal that you have already hit. So, and then you're going to build up your why. So make that why even meatier than it was from the beginning. So strengthen a different area in your business if you need to, whether it's yourself, because you are your business. So if you need to strengthen yourself, go ahead and do it. If you need to strengthen your challenge groups, strengthen your challenge groups. Get creative. I've been seeing a lot of top coaches doing this whole bachelor challenge group thing going on. I don't really know what it's all about, but guess what? It caught my eye and I read it. It's a scroll stopper. So get creative with your challenge groups or your free groups. You know, get creative with your team in general, with the team that you're on. Just build some more of those relationships. Last but not least, don't die a slow death. Don't give up. Great things take time. And I just want to go back to that feeling of getting overwhelmed before. There's a cheesy quote out there. It's like, all right, how do you grow a muscle? You have to overwhelm it. All right, how do you grow a brain? You have to overwhelm it sometimes, because it's going to, like we said, it's going to push you forward. So if you stick with this, it's going to pay off big time. You know, when people message me saying they're going to take a step back, it hurts me, but I need to be okay with it. And so do you. If you have challengers that aren't participating, you need to be okay with it, and you need to move on to the next that will. If you have coaches that need to take a step back, you need to reach out to them and figure out why they want to take a step back, because chances are you've been through it before. So why are they feeling that way, and how are you going to be able to help them? You know, the great things, like I said, they take time. Give yourself a year. Give yourself 5 months. Give yourself however much time you want to see if this business will pay off. But here's the thing. You can't give yourself that amount of time if you're just going to sit there and post and that's it. Or just sit there and do nothing and show up when you feel like it and do what you feel like doing and not working from a list. You need to give yourself that time, and you need to have focused time, and you need to work for it. Because guess what? If you're just going to work at CVS and you're like, oh, I'm going to give myself this time just to collect a paycheck. All right, you're going to work there for 3 months to collect a couple of grand, but you're sitting there not doing anything, you're going to get fired. This business is different because no one fires you. We don't fire you. You shouldn't fire yourself, but you won't have a payoff at the end. So, you know, if you didn't miss a goal, a lot of people, they find a way to somehow justify it. Don't justify why you're failing. Just upgrade yourself. Figure out what the problem was. Work from there. Reach out with your success partner. Hey, success partner, I'm screwing up in this. Let's invite 10 people by the end of the day today. I'll send you my people. You send me yours. Brittany and I do that all the time. Or reach out to your upline. Hey, upline, me and my success partner, we're having trouble. Could we set up a call? Brittany and I did that with Lindsay. We set up a call with her. Reach out to the people around you because we are ultimately here to help you. So that's pretty much it. Sorry if we rambled on or anything, but I feel like it hit home with us. And I feel like it's something that a lot of girls on our team need to hear right now. And I don't want anyone to think that we're saying, oh, you. It's not that, because this is stuff that we are going through too and that we've gone through in the past. And if we could just help anybody, pretty much save themselves from making the mistakes that we did in the past when we first started, then so be it. So do you guys have any questions?
Here, quit recording and then we'll do questions.
Okay. I can't get to it. Stop share.